We now return to Let's Play SimCity. As we can see, everyone wants to grow up, but we're going to be doing a bit of restructuring here in Gazconda, and I think we're just going to go ahead and get into it. So, what do I need to do? So this setup down here, I think we're just going to leave this ring as is. It's not quite... What are these? This is... Oh, well, they shouldn't even be there. And this is wiped out. It's... Okay, interesting. So anyway, yes, this outer ring here is going to be kind of funky. I suppose if I leave a space there, I don't know, is that better or not? Because what I'm thinking for this outer ring, I want to move some of that industry out there, but not all of it. And, you know, like I said, I wanted to get some things up and along here. But the way I'm looking at this outer ring, right, if I remove this, all of these people that are now cramming these streets, if they're trying to get to these apartments, will only be coming on the outer street. That might alleviate traffic problems on these rings. Won't do much for the other rings, but it would do it for those rings. And if I'm going to really actually restructure, just completely do it, I might want to consider changing the way I'm doing it that way, so that when I put them in, now see, because like this, right? This one is attached to this road. So are they still able to come to this road to get here, or do they have to? I think they probably have to go to that one. So I can basically redevelop where my people are going in the city just by kind of going in and making sure they're only going on one side of the road. And I realize now that there is no music playing. Hold on a minute. Alright, so anyway, back to this. So what I've got to do now, well, the first thing I've got to do is basically redo this whole thing. We're just going to go ahead and put industry down in here because this section has been completely taken apart. What's the difference here? I don't remember how I did this differently, because obviously, as we see here, that's not the same distance. How did I get these lines? I honestly don't remember. I don't get how I made those that much differently. So let's go back in then, and we'll just get rid of industry in this town. So that means I've got to... Go away, bug. How... I cannot remember how I made these. Okay, well, that's going to be fun. So, we'll go into medium, and we will just find a ring, and I guess maybe here? Is that where it looks like it's coming from? I think it is. Okay, so that looks to be how I'm developing myself that way. So we'll go ahead and grab it here, bring that road in there, and then I think that's how I made these. So we can't do it here without moving this whole station, which we can and I suppose will do. So let me get rid of this. And let's see, will that streetcar... It will not go in there, so it's going to have to go along an outside. So let's move it to the inside or the outside here. Because my concern is that if it's too tight here, is it going to be too tight? Well, let's find out. It's really not going to let me see. Because because of the way it's... Okay, well, never mind. I'm just worried about getting these to even develop in here and making that work. But you know what? I think we'll just take it over here. We'll move it inside, but then I've got to move that. Okay, well, what do we have here? We've got 2 streetcar depots. It's taking 69 minutes. It is taking too long. So I've got to redo all of my stations on that too. We won't worry about that just yet. Let's get the road plan done first. So streetcar depot out of the way, and get that in here, and there you go. You're just in the way a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I think that's how I did it. Okay, anyway, let's get that back in. And boy, should I put it over here? It's kind of out of the way. That way it would kind of counterbalance this, because this whole area is going to be industry on this side. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. So make sure I'm getting rid of all of that, and then we'll put this back in. Because if I put it here, it's just kind of waste. Oh shit! Really? It won't even go that far? Oh, that's so fucking lame. Well, do I just push it back over this way then? Kind of. I mean, this is pretty much an approximation to where it was before. But I could potentially use this to create the industry, and then get a gap in there, more importantly. And this kind of creates its own little... Yeah, because obviously I don't want to, I mean, I don't think anything would develop in here. This is lengthwise potentially enough that I can get one of those high-density industries in there. So we'll plump you right back down here, and we'll put our stuff back in, get a sign going. This one will actually face the road for once. Okay, cool. And then we'll get 2 cars back in. Okay, so that's that. Right, now we've got to do the whole making room for this, which is not too terribly difficult, actually. We'll get that, and then, boy, it is tempting to just leave them right where they are, because they're doing just fine. Nope. Right there, okay. Well, unfortunately, we gotta remove these. So, question is, do I want to? I think it would be in my interests to have them on this side. So it would be traffic on this road, and here for these guys, and here for these guys, and here for these guys, and here for these guys. Because if I have it going all this way, these guys, well, these guys aren't even going to be here, because I'm removing them in order to put my services in. And I want those services on the main inner road? Well, yes, because especially for the emergency vehicles, it would be easier for them, rather than coming here and getting up here and whatever, it'd be easier just to get on the loop, and then they can go boom, 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 whichever section of town they want. There's too much garbage here. Okay, well, we gotta make a deal to get some more trash out of the town. Anyway, so back to what I was blathering on about. We'll get rid of this. This will get rid of all the industry, and that means then that the community... Ooh, that's something I didn't think about. Because on this side, if I do that, it's going to create this bizarre wall, and that's why I put these on that side. I remember that now, so that it didn't cause land elevation to just go crazy, go nuts. Which it is somewhat doing here, but it levels out right about here. So, okay, just for this section, and it's going to look weird, but we're doing it to make it look less weird overall. We're going to put industry right up abut that, and since that is not that sector, we will not be putting it there. And is it going to make it do the same thing here? I think it is. I see a slope. Alright. Well, poo. Actually, you know what, though? Doing it that way might actually be better. Because I'm looking at the curvature here. If we put them all on the inside, then they're going to point inward, and they're going to block each other. Whereas, if I have them on the inside, there's more room to fan out, and therefore I think I will maximize my land space a little bit more. You know, making them able to expand. I mean, it's not going to matter so much on the outer ring, because we do have that little bit of a gap in there. And, now that I think about it, that little bit of a gap might be enough that I could maybe put a streetcar. What other kind of trains obviously are not? I mean, I could, maybe I could get a train track going on the inside. It wouldn't go everywhere, because you're going to be blocked by the streetcar depot and by the community college. But yeah, that's totally enough land space behind it to put stuff. What's it look like? I wish these things curved. I mean, okay, well, we could. We could do a bazaar. No, really, though, we can't because that's too long, and you can see it there, too. And you can see that one because of the weird-ass angle. Okay, but this one, it does taper right in here. So that is actually the proper spacing, and there's nowhere else around here that I can experiment with that. I mean, here, I suppose. So maybe I could get it to. I don't think it'll turn though. That's the thing. If I plunk this down and I go in and edit and make it longer, I don't think I can get it to actually do what I want it to do. I could, however, just bam, 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 bam. But there's no reason to do that, so we're not going to do that. Anyway, back to the task at hand. Over here, and okay. So back to where we're doing this. We're going to do it on the inside, which will leave this big. I mean, that's such a waste, right? Because this is like where you won't have the best opportunities for high traffic, high density traffic. You've got 6 lanes down here. It could go and move a lot more people than these streets would. So I don't really actually like the idea of this, what I'm doing here. And how far do we want it in? Do we just want it on the outside? I kind of feel like yes. I feel like we just want the outer ring to be industry, and not all of it. In fact, I might just want to remove this and make this commercial, because we're going to get rid of all our commercial in the center, so it's got to go somewhere. Decisions. Because if all I do is put industry in the middle bit, and you're not going to have, I mean, we do have demand right now, but we're not going to have that much demand. Then if I'm putting industry like there and capping it off with commercials on the edges, it kind of puts, I had a vision to put commercial along the big thoroughfares, but maybe we'll just kind of not do that. On the other hand, if all I do is spam the elite towers, well, not the elite towers, just the mega towers with population, then we're going to have that whole demand unsold goods. See, I mean, right now that's not an issue. And here, all we got to do is get a shopping mall in. But the jobs actually, see, this is a dilemma right here. I don't have enough shopping for medium wealthers. So that, to me, in this situation, since we need 5,000 more low wealthers, it's going to be very hard to get these elite towers going just because. I could put another one in. This one is pretty much capped off. All we need to do is add the solar array or the fusion array or whatever option is available to me here. I'm going to have to go back in there, aren't I? Solar power crown, complete concentrated solar array project. So we're going to have to go over back to Science Town and get that. But okay. So anyway. So back over here. In that case, we'll eliminate this one. It's such a shame because that's all my good industry. I said get rid of it. But we'll move it. We'll move industry to over here. And this is going to confound my whole plan here for getting... See, now here we'd be okay. I mean, there's just a very little bit of a dip. So do we want to put it back on the outer ring? I kind of do. I kind of want to maintain this because look how it is actually working here. But would it work better? See, maybe I'm not thinking about that correctly. Maybe because it does fill in the gaps, right? These ones are all... Nah, see, I think I'm right. This gets 4 on this road because it's the the convex side of the road, whereas the concave side, I'm able to get 6 buildings. So I think I'm right in that assumption. Okay. So I think we'll do that. And then we'll just get rid of all this stuff. That's not going to get rid of jobs, though. This is actually, well, it was industry. This is commercial. Not enough room for upgrade roads. Okay, these guys want to upgrade anyway. Interesting. Well, that's a damn shame because we're about to get rid of y'all. Okay, we're going to go ahead and let this go. Just because we're going to have to deal with this all sooner or later. It's going to cause really bad land value right around the mega towers, but we can spruce it up. We've got room right here to offset that with parks and whatnot, so that'll be fine. And then I don't know, maybe just along the rings I'll plop down, splash down a bunch of trees, and then maybe we can find something more suitable. But at least visually we'll have stuff here. I mean, I guess not there. This 1,000, 1,300. So we're kind of cramped there. We're everybody's enrolled, so we could expand further by putting down another one of these. Can I put it on the back? I cannot. So, oh, I'd have to put it. Okay, well that's awkward. There's not enough space to put it right there. Definitely not enough space for a university. I mean, if we want to go this route again, but we don't, so we won't. Public library. I wonder if I could squeeze a public library in and then another one, because then there'd be like the campus library. Anyway, was how we could play it. I do have one. Yes, right here. I don't know. See, the thing is, like, it's got 1,200 patrons. What's its max? I don't know. 200? Capacity of 200? Okay, cool. So lots of people are coming in. All it does, though, is it looks like, well, I mean, it adds to education levels, but it mostly is there to increase medium wealth. See, now look at all these big businesses here. That's kind of... It will eventually turn upside down when we remove all this stuff, because those are big things. So, not enough shoppers, I know, but are these are all low wealth. Yeah, and so that's their big unsold good thing. So getting rid of these is not necessarily a bad thing, and I'm sure that's going to get rid of some jobs as well. Do we want to take it from here, though? See, these guys don't have enough room to... So this whole thing is just pointless to have anyways. Yeah. So rather than take care of these, we're just going to start the whole remodeling over here, I guess. Land values, though. These are medium wealths. We're already having a hard time getting medium wealths. Well, we don't have a choice. In that case, I'm going to have to pick out my medium wealth neighborhoods and make those... It'd just be easier actually to take these out, just because we've got unsold goods and we've got less jobs. So let's just get rid of these, and then we'll find out what this does. Gotta come in here and grab these, and I have no idea now what this is going to do to traffic, because now we are pushing. There's fewer options to get to the circle, which, you know, that's never a good thing, really. Okay, well, now that those are removed, and the industry demand is gone, and education levels are still good here, apparently. Density is going down, but we're still having garbage issues. We are and we aren't. I mean, my God, it says so. Only half the garbage is being picked up, but it's being picked up? I don't know. I don't know what to think of. But what we need to do, though, is just get rid of these. And we have a homeless person here. Okay, well... About to have some jobless people here, too, and that's probably going to take a huge crack at my budget. But hopefully I can get in here and fix it before I lose all my monies. So that'd be good, huh? Yeah. Okay, so what are we going to put in there now? La Hospital? Or are they policed? Yeah. We could even put in the fire station. We put in more investment in the fire station, though. Not really. Well, actually, let's find out. Let's find out where the germs are. We will put the... Well, okay, because we're going to have industry along here. I mean, obviously, one of these is probably going to want to be the hospital. Either this side or that side. So let's find out where the crime is now. Got no garbage. And these are still pretty grimy gritty. It's okay, though. Closed, needs workers. Their tech level is abysmal. Oh, well, these guys I hadn't even destroyed, so that's why they need to grow up a little bit. That's okay. Tech levels are still very high. Look at that. So they will eventually evolve into something better and greater. Good. You. So, crime spots. Okay, that seems to be the big one. There are many criminals here, and we still actually have a few on this side. So I'm going to say, well, I don't know, though. There's a spot right there. I was going to say I would put the police right here, since this seems to be kind of the half that it needs to be on. But maybe I'll put it here, because it seems like we're already... Well, that's map coverage, though. That's not crime. See, why, though? Does that just mean this is where they've been lately? This is where they... Oh, my God, what is that? Pause. Where did you... Why can't I select anybody here? Wants to trade them for happiness. Okay. Oh, they came from here, I guess. Either that or there. One of them. They came to shop. Okay, cool. I'm on the completely wrong side anyway. Okay, so anyway, according to that crime map, this area is kind of covered. Okay, and that's coming from here. So if we move it closer, this is actually quite a bit. We've got some criminals here. What have I done to this? As far as upgrades, I've given them one police car, and I've given them a dispatch tower. Okay. Okay, cool. Now that might help, actually. That might be something I want here. Okay, anyway, let's go plunk one down. I'm going to put a police precinct. Now, do I want that centralized? In which case, I'd probably only get one building on either side, and it doesn't look like I'd hit the max. Maybe I would. I mean, centralized just kind of looks better, and if I put it on that side, it would potentially be better. But that's kind of what I was saying, put it here, right? If I put it in the corner, though, I honestly see myself getting a few more options there. I don't know. Do I want it developing in versus out? Because that was kind of... I think that was my original idea, was to keep buildings off the main roads so that there isn't traffic like that. Right? Because then they can just zoom along on them and be done. And having this kind of tree-lined pathway here as you go around City Hall kind of looks nice. Maybe I wouldn't be able to get that much in here. You know, there's really only one way to find out, but this actually does fit better here on this outer ring. But I don't think I'm gonna get. I'm trying to look at the negative space too of potential developments. But if I put these on the inside, then they've got to take that extra little bit. But at the same time, is it easier for them to get to where they need to go? Because they can just go off here. I don't know. I assume they can cross the traffic, right? Can they? Maybe they can't. Maybe when it's a big avenue, they can't cross. Well, I don't think they can anyway, actually. They can't just... Like, if it had to go this way, it would come out here, go UE here, and go out that way, just because that's how the traffic works. So maybe here would prevent that from happening worse. I don't know. Because that's the other thing about this. Now I'm second-guessing myself here, because emergency vehicles will move faster on less heavily trafficked areas. So... You definitely do get more, though. I mean, you do get more on the outside than the inside of the curve. Aggravating. Alright, well, let's make a decision here. I guess I'll have them come in. I don't know that much is going to develop, and I'm going to have these weird patches on the outside. That's the thing, too. Visually, fuck it. Let's do this one aesthetically rather than just practically for once. It fits nicer this way. I think we'll just deal with the consequences of that. So, that means then we will put in... I mean, do we have to put that in? I could, but I don't have to put that in. Keep the commercial on the inside, maybe? Yeah, why not? We'll put commercial back in. We'll see if that does something. Get rid of that, maybe. And, nope. Okay. Well, fine. So, back to putting you down. We now need to put... You know what? Let's grab that. We can't put it here, so I guess we'll be putting it over here on this side. And then we'll be putting one police grouping there, and we'll be putting you back up there. So now we have at least the same amount of stuff as the one we're about to destroy. And this is costing me a ton of money, but that's okay, because as soon as we get rid of you, we'll be in the positive again. And it's amazing how much that actually costs. thousands. But there we go. Okay. So we should be good to go here. And as these develop, I know I'm doing... It's just, it looks better on the outside like that with this ring of trees. It just looks better. I like it better. Whether it's going to function better is entirely something different. But it does, I mean, because it does create these very awkward little things where it's like tower, tower, and tiny little business in between, because that's just how it developed. So maybe, God. But if I do that, I'm seriously probably not even going to get it. Like, look how much space it requires. So I'd get one building here and then one building here. It just wouldn't go. Because, like, these now are never going to develop. This one's taking the space. Well, maybe they will. There might be just enough space. I don't think so, though. I mean, if I'm lucky, it'll look like this, basically. Or like this. And we'll get two side by side like that. Nope. So that's the max. That's the max of what it's going to take. It'll give one of these little fill-in things just like this, which I guess is okay. Alternatively, I could put down one of my own, which would destroy it. Okay. Okay, so this does have enough room here, so we might actually get it. We can get at least 4 in here. If these guys develop properly, instead of being dumb about it, giving me like a little sliver building here, this might work out. Okay, so that's that one. Next up, I suppose, will be the hospital? Let me look at the germs. Actually, let's look at flammability. Oh yeah, it's all over the place. Especially here, huh? Too much crime. Arsons are being committed over there. I'm amazed at how much foot traffic is still in this city. That is stupid. And even here. Is this, do I have a different density on these roads than I think they're mediums. They are, which is what I put down with everybody. Got some good happiness here. 87%. You know what? I do have the mayor's mansion available. I really ought to put it down in here, because that will allow me to expand quite far. Not along there, however. I guess I could put it on the inside. Where's a good place to put it? Beachfront property. If I remove those schools, now that's another thing too, is getting those schools. See, I think I may have enough room in here. I could get all the schools. So like, I could put a police precinct on one corner, put a fire station, put a hospital, put a school, put another school, but what, is there enough of that? Are there enough buildings where I could justify that? Probably not. Move a community college into one sector on its own. It'd probably fit there. Probably would fit there, especially if I put it on the outside of the ring, or the concave area, concave side. See, these ones want to expand, but they can't. So when these guys go, will they expand? I'm actually glad to see that that's filling in the space. Good, good, good. So it actually is working, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to take a step back, and think about that one. If I want these, because my original vision for how this city looked is not how it's gonna look. The mega towers needed to be much closer, and it's just the whole spire sweep of tallest buildings down to lowest. That's just not how this city is going to look. So I need to decide if I just want all services in the center of the city, which could be good, because yeah, I could get a community college in one, I could get high school, elementary in another, and then hospital, fire station, police, and something else. I'll have to think about it. I'm going to end this one here. I'll see you next time.